George Timber.
It's very
My dear friends, if we feel, see, suppose greatness is expected of him. So nobody expects greatness of us, as this author says. Perhaps they may not say, buddy, Kavya, you are a great person. Nobody might say. But I say, but you can say to yourself, I'm great, right? When you say to yourself, you are a great person, okay? You expect you be like a great person, okay? So for that reason, I wanted to bring it to you a couple of people, a couple of leaders whom we have in this history. Let us say if you have, Martin Luther. Martin Luther is like everybody else, everybody African, Negro, American who was living in the world, and he was suffering apartheid, racism, all that stuff. Why this young man stood up and said, like I would do something here, out here. I wouldn't be like every brethren of mine, taking it lying down. I would do something. What did he do? If you imagine. What did he do? He said to himself, I've been born with something. I have been born with something unique in me. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a great person. I'm a leader here. So I would manifest my leadership. Here, leadership is been gifted to us. As I have been telling you on many occasions, Stephen Covey, when he said the gifts of birth, man is inherently a leader, the greatest human being. See, Les Brown says, my mentor Les Brown, I follow him. He says, a tree can be a tree, an animal can be only a tree, but man can be a massive success. He can be identified with the history. So the history can pronounce him as a legend of masses, a unique leader. So that is what it is. So we, with our thoughts, we can raise to any level of success, massive success. So that is what. So Martin Luther, what is for him? You could ask, like everybody else, you could have said, okay, fine, everybody is taking it. Taking it lying down, I'll also take it lying down. Here is a man who stood up and said, look, I have been gifted with this leadership. So I have been called, I have been a leader by birth. I have the gifts of leadership where I can lead people. So that's the reason why Martin Luther said, I will stand up for it and I will fight it. I will lead this flock, my brethren, who are taking lying down, who are feeling that they are miserable, who are feeling that they do not have the gift of leadership in them, and I would fight them and I would tell them, I would liberate them. And he went up and he said, so I wanted you, all of you, to expect greatness from yourself, and you tell yourself you are a great leader.
I changed.
You are changing that. The purpose of our lives is to add value to the people of this generation and those that follow. So this is exactly what our leaders have done. Martin Luther, Abraham Lincoln. When you say Abraham Lincoln's story is even more, very, very, critical story if you have to understand. Suppose and say, Kavya, buddy, your good name?
Najib.
Najib, if you stand up and say, if I stand up and say I'm a leader, people would take it easy. Would they be easy? Would they consider you as a leader immediately? Why?
As immediately, when we say I'm a leader, no, actually they have to have something they should be attractive to tell and more confident.
They will look for a proof, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what you have done. What are your achievements? List of achievements. Show us who you are. We can believe you that you are a leader. Similarly, right? So, Rajeshri, when we say that we are, I'm a leader, will the world immediately agree to that fact, or what? Is it? Would the world will take us? Yes. You will face severe criticism. You will face you will face flack from them. You will face bitter criticism. Here is a guy who says, what do you think he is? Who does he think he is? What does he think of himself or herself that he is a leader? Today you pronounce yourself I'm the Miss Universe. Hey buddy, just go and look at your face in the mirror. You know what? That's what they say. And if you stand up and say, hey, apple is nothing before me, I am going to create another apple that is going to take this world off its feet and sweep the feet. If you say, hey buddy, First prove that that exam you are writing, get through that exam in some good mark, and at least prove to that exam that you are good enough to that exam. That is what it is. The world doesn't take it. The world doesn't take it like the world needs a proof. That is the problem with them. That is problem with the world, but not with us. But here, the purpose of our life is to add value to people of this generation and those that follow. My friends, this is exactly what is the philosophy and ideology they have followed. If you take any leader, he has undergone, especially when I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln. John Maxwell, my mentor, I'm a John Maxwell team member. He talks about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln faced severest criticism like nobody else. He was called, by his own cabinet. In all possible terms, they abused him, a baboon, an idiot, and an immoral person, a characterless person, a kind of a kind of a fool, who walked into this cabinet and he has disgraced this institution of parliament in America. And this is so they had the press, the media, and his own cabinet people have abused him like anything, it seems. Not only when he was campaigning for the presidency, and even when he was in the government also, the media was behind him, hitting him from all sides. Abraham Lincoln was lying down, it seems. So perhaps that is what the leaders will face. They face a severe flack. It is not easy to be, if you say, and why? But why they continued is that that particular ideology, that the purpose of their life is to add value to the people of this generation, and they why? How could they take it? They are also human beings. If somebody says you are a fool, you are no good. You cannot accomplish small things. Who the hell do you think of yourself? Do you become a president of America? You kidding me? That is what the world say. But here is a man. Why he continued? Why? Why did he continue? Why does a leader continue to perform? In spite of all that criticism is, he wanted to add value to the generations and the generations next and the generations next and into infinity. And that voice within him, what he speaks, there is a voice within him that speaks to him, look, you go ahead, no matter what the world thinks of you. You can do it because you have been born for it, and you have been gifted with it, and you have been endowed with the talents and gifts, you have been endowed with the courage and conviction. You go ahead. And that voice within overshadows what is the crowds that criticize the criticism. The crowds are coming out with, the people are coming out with. So perhaps that ideology and philosophy, I think every one of us should have to adopt that ideology. I wanted to add value to myself. How do I add myself is when I add value to others, I will add value to myself. When the other person thinks, you are adding influence to, with your influence, you are influencing the other person. See, that's why I said when you wanted to give to the world, what could you give to the world? Being confident. How do you be confident? How do you model confidence if you are walking like this? If our parents are walking like this, hello, wake up. School is there, no? Wake up, ma. What are you doing? The child wakes up and looks at her face and her posture, drooping shoulders and all. Do you think that boy will be waking up? He wouldn't, right? And if your teacher walks in with the drooping shoulders, what does she do? What does she model there? She models, incompetency, helplessness, misery, trouble. There is some problem with this woman or this man is walking in like this. Isn't it? So we need to model that kind of confidence, add value to the people of this earth. Can you please change it? Believe you can, and you are halfway there in the last. So the next phrase is, okay, whatever you are setting out to do, let us say in your life, let us say in Rajeshwari, she is your ma'am, Rajeshwari. She has been a marketing director for a very reputed company, corporate company. Now she has come on to another company with a bigger salary. Let us give a clap for her. And she's joining them today. Okay, so then then as you say, believe you can hear halfway there. You say to yourself that I would accomplish this particular thing. I will be a leader. Okay, you said to yourself that I am a leader. I have something, I will add value to people. So you have to check up with yourself in what way you are adding value, in what ways you can add value. Let us say, for example, Rajeshwari, she'll be handling about 30 people, let us say. How many people are you handling, ma'am?
Yeah, 30 plus.
30 plus. So 30 plus people, ma'am, will be handling. Believe you can and you are halfway there. If you believe that anything, you are already there. You are already there. You should believe that. You should have the confidence that you are already there. If ma'am says that, these 35 plus professionals who are working under her, and I will make them in 6 months' time, and their incentives and salary, which is about, let us say 50,000 per month, and with that kind of, value addition to them, by influencing her leadership into them, by modeling leadership into them, and then she can increase their salary 100%, let us say 50,000 to, let us say 1 lakh is salary for them. Every day they should be drawing. If she says and believe that it can be done. And there is a theory to it. You know why this author, if you say, believe you can, you are halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt, he said, there is a theory there. When you believe you want to do, what happens is your mind is working for you. You are awakening your mind. I'm just putting you to this quotation and bringing you to this quotation very close to you. Look into the very, very thought of this man, Theodore Roosevelt. What he says is, suppose if you say, what is your dream? Sorry, Najib, what is your dream? Can you tell me your dream? What do you want to become?
I want to become a leader of a big company.
Want to become a leader of a big company?
Again, after within 10 years. After that, I will go ahead. I mean, this is kind of short aim that I have.
Okay, fine. What is your dream? Software engineer. Just an engineer or a rock star engineer? There are lots of engineers. You become a rock star engineer, you choose that. There is no competition there. If you say engineer, there is severe competition. I'm sorry. There are lots of ordinary engineers. So that's not a big dream. It's that you become a rock star engineer who can really create something new. My dear friends, when I said that in the previous the slide, add value to the generations. How do you add value to the generations? Is by creating something new. Creation is man's actual passion. That is what is called, we are coming to the excellence part is. You are here to create something. You are not here to operate, which is, yes, we do, as let us say, yesterday when we wanted to do something impossible, you have to do something, start from somewhere which is possible, which is necessary now. The actual quotation is, do what is necessary and do what is possible, and inevitably, and at the end of it, you will do the impossible. So here, when we are saying, that I wanted to become a manager. Now you said, right? I wanted you to write down your goals, and I wanted you not now. I wanted you to tell that goals every day in the morning. I will tell you why. When he said, you believe you can and you are halfway there, you know what? This is not a small statement. There is a lot of depth into it. You know what he's doing when you say that I wanted to I wanted to start my company as a CEO at an early level itself. What you're doing here is, you're awakening your mind. You are awakening with the forces that are within yourself. The forces of excellence, the forces of passion, the forces of excitement and enthusiasm. The forces which are already there within you are in a dormant state. What are you doing here? You are awakening them. You are raising them to power, to life. And that mind which is awakened, enlightened, which is excited, will work for you. Will give you ideas. Will tell you how to run your life. Will tell you which is good and which is bad. And so that is exactly what, let's go to that. So believe you can, and you are halfway there. That is what it is. So you have to believe. For that belief does not come. Belief and faith comes by listening to your own voice. How does belief and faith comes? It comes by listening, it seems. Constantly you have to listen. Coming here to this kind of motivational session, somebody will tell you, hey, you're a great person. You're a leader. You're a born leader. The masses, the world is thinking that they are nothing, because They are seeing everybody. See, they are seeing everywhere in ordinary people. How do they think that they're born leaders when everybody is acting like as if they are nothing, as if they are nobody? How do we know? So that is exactly the reason. So we have to tell ourselves, we have to continuously say that I am a big leader. Whatever your dream is. If you wanted to become Miss Universe, morning you wake up, I am a Miss Universe. I'm going to CMR college after all. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm going to CMR college and I study computer science. But I'm a Miss Universe metal. I'm a Miss Universe material. Like, Rashmi ma'am, when she goes to the office and say, I'm a 35, I'm a manager, I'm a director for 35 young professionals. These 35 young professionals are in my hand and I'm influencing them day to day. I'm responsible person for their growth and success. I do whatever it takes for their success, whatever it takes for their growth. What do I do every day? I'm a rock star director. I'm going to create history in their lives, in my life as well. By making them by making their potential grow, by their sales grow, their work performance grows to the highest level. So what does she do? She every day morning she's going to the office. She has to start look in the mirror and she'll say, "I'm a rock star manager. I'm going to change the very face of this particular team." Whatever till this time they are. So when she says, what does she do? What is she doing every day? She's awakening her forces, her mind, and mind will think things differently. Well, let's go on. Good to go. Next one. So I wanted you to repeat that. There is no passion in playing small and living life less than capable of living, my friends. It's very true. So if you are not awakening your mind, you will fall into that smallness of life. There's an every possibility that, because, the fact that, the circumstances are, we are not living with great leaders here who really think, hey buddy, how are you doing? Hey, great sir, I'm doing great sir. Oh, wonderful. What an awesome statement that is. You are a great guy, man. I'm telling you, you are a great guy. You are here to create greatness. There is nobody who is telling on a day-to-day basis. Are there any people telling? Then what should we do? Belief comes by hearing. Then how do you hear you? Hear you say yourself great. You are a great guy. How do you hear that? You have to tell it to yourself. You have to tell it to yourself that nobody does. Each morning you wake up and you tell yourself, I'm here to manifest greatness. I'm here to add value to this generation and to the next generation and to infinity. You have to tell yourself, I've been born for that. I've been chosen for that. Let's go for it. There is no passion in playing small. So living a life less than capable of living. There is no greatness in here. So out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the massive characters, seared with scars, Kahli Gitra. You know what happens? You think that the leaders have come just like that, just by saying that I'm a leader, I'm here to manifest greatness, I'm here to add value to the generations. I will take up, tasks which common people will abandon. Nobody will take up them because it is so massive. Gandhi, he has decided one day that he will lead the national movement. And he knew what would be the sacrifices. So his sacrifices are he left his family or himself, his own profession, and he went ahead and created a movement of awakening the masses, and he did a great job. What did he do? He sacrificed. And what will people do? As I told you, what leaders will play. What did Abraham Lincoln had faced when he said, he would eradicate racism from this world. And it is inhuman when he said. So that generation had given him a lot of trouble. So that is what it is. Most of the massive, the great leaders have massive scars. And those suffering, those scars in the sense that the suffering created them the strongest souls and the strongest characters. Shall we go a little further? When I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. First, you have to let go of who you are thinking. What are your thoughts today? So that is what you have to let go. You have to say, no way. My dear friends, you should have, you should be thinking that you are good. Yesterday when I came to your college, you might be thinking that I'm a student. Most of the time you will be thinking that you're a student. Even Rajeshwari ma'am, and ma'am, you are now a mom, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? You're a mom. She is a mom, and she has kept her son
Yeah, so
in a crush. She came here. Shall we clap for ma'am? Her husband said, I cannot come to this session, Mr. Solomon, but I will send my wife. And you know what? He said, we are doing already, we have planned for your session. How? And he said, we are keeping our son in a crush. I was in tears, my friends, I'm telling you. They had went, you can tell the story how you have, where did you leave the son, man? Can you tell us?
yeah. Yeah, my son is 4 years old and he's studying in UKG and I dropped my son in culture and up to 6:30 I think is time is no and then my house is Murgesh Palya and after that we go home I think 7 o'clock then I pick my son then we'll came back in home already.
Shall we clap for Thank you very much, ma'am. Please be seated.
Thank you.
So this is what is, she wanted to let go of herself. We have to let go of our thoughts. If Rajeshwari ma'am thinks that she's only a director for 35 people, no. She's a director for about 1,000 people. She's going to become that. That is exactly what she is. What is her dream is. What she wanted to do. But today she could be able to do for those 35 people that particular. It is. Yeah, I'm a director for 35 people, 35 professionals. But that's not what I am. But currently I am there. But that's not exactly I am. If I define myself, I'm something unique. You may be studying in a college, just sitting like everybody else. But you are a great leader who is going to transform the world. You're going to contribute to the world. Something unique you have been gifted with. Think of this gift today. And tell yourself, though I am a student now, I am not this. I'm something amazing. I'm going to fulfill that. That is exactly what. When you let go of what you are today, and you will create, you will become what I might be. Lao Tzu. Check out Lao Tzu, great philosopher and writer. He has transformed the whole world. Check out Lao Tzu books in whichever you find, you can read him. Amazing philosopher. Can we go forward? So excellence is a way of life. Next. Okay, fine. Thank you. So excellence, yeah. We have come now. We have understood that we are leaders. We are born for leadership. We are here to manifest it. The greatest gift man has been gifted with by the universe, the leadership. Man has been born to create. To create is a leadership. Is a leadership action. Let us create new things. That is what is leadership. If you are here to just moderate things, operate things, trying to do. You're a manager only. Fine. What does a manager do? What does he do? He will manage the show. But what does a leader do? What does a CEO does? What does he do? What does a CEO does? What does it do? Comes up with ideas. Comes up with a new idea. Look, we have been thinking that this company this one only 10 companies. I'm here with an idea where with this company, with this workforce, we can serve 1,000 corporate #1 brands in the world. How crazy is that? Leader brings that. See, here there is an idea. Leaders brings ideas. Leaders brings ideas. You know what Oscar Wilde says? I think it will be coming somewhere there. If your idea is not crazy, your idea is no good. If people look at your idea and they'll say you're mad, they should say that you're mad. You must be mad. So your idea should make people think of you that you're a mad guy. You have no mind of yours. This guy is talking out of his mind. He has no sense at all. So your idea should be like that. What is that idea? Today you think of it. As he said, Najib said, I will be the CEO of a company at the starting level. What an awesome thing. Let me clap. Shall we clap for that? So when he said that is an idea. So that idea, perhaps, but your idea should be crazy. What is that crazy idea? What do you want to become, my friend? Tell me, I want to become a universe. I don't want to hear anything from you other than that. Tell me, what do you want to become in your life? What is that dream you have?
I want to work in IT.
No IT. Okay, don't say IT. I want to become a Miss Universe. Say that. Say that. Yeah, go on, clap for that. Yeah, that is the idea I'm talking about. Don't say I want to become a software engineer. That can happen. Okay, you can become a software, but ultimately that's not what you are. You have to let go of what you want to be today. What you are today to get what you want to be. Don't say that. Now you said everybody heard her, right?
Yeah.
What is your name? Deepa. Deepa said, I want to be Miss Universe. Clap for that, my friend. Amazing. So your idea has to be the craziest idea. On the floor, at the crowd, at the way, and the people around you. Your idea should be the craziest idea. Then only you can fulfill and you can manifest the greatness. Then only you can sweep the world off the floor and you can create. And then you're adding value to the generations and the generations and the generations. That is what it is. Yeah, for our livelihood we work. For our livelihood, ma'am is working. But ma'am is not that. Rajeshwari ma'am is not that. For a livelihood, we have been doing so many things, but we are not that. And again, Paul, he has come from Hyderabad. When I announced this particular session, he was the first person to come on the floor and said, I want you to be there. Let us clap for him. Paul Prasad. And he's working as an HR director in ISKCON temple. Okay? So that is what it is. Come on, let's go. Make excellence a life route to give your best whatever passes to your hands. Start it with your personal character. Let superiority be the trademark. Or it's a sweat. Hey! Superiority! Amazing superiority, amazing standards is our character. Nothing less. If it passes from the hands of Najib, a project is given to Najib. Najib does it like anything. There is nobody on the earth who can do like Najib. And the ceiling, is it possible? Is it possible? It's not possible. It's something humongous. It is something crazy and outrageous. So that is what people should talk about it. You lose your sleep. You cry in tears because people don't believe your idea. Because if you say that this project can be the massive project, this project can be the thesis, and it can be the next, the machine that is going to be formed. So that is your project here. For that you go sleepless nights and nights and nights and months and days and years, perhaps months. You will go sleepless because you wanted to contribute and you wanted to add value to the generations and the generations and generations. Because you thought that you are here to manifest, you are here to create, you are here to create the greatness. The world is just waiting for you. All our people are waiting for that. Who is that person? Gandhi. When before that, is that people do not want the British to rule us for years and years? No, they were thinking, who will come? Who will come and do this movement so that we can fight against the British? They were all asking one another, is it the way we live this life with this British government? Things like that. Before Martin Luther, do you think that there was nobody who was talking about, let us do something against this racism and liberate our lives? And we are human beings. Why should we be treated like this? Untouchables. So should we do something? They were all talking. They were all talking at the back amongst their groups. They were all thinking. They were for better life, better liberty, for a complete liberty. They were all talking, but there wasn't a person. But there came a person because he wanted to do that. So my dear friends, your idea should be the craziest idea. Otherwise, your idea is not an idea at all. They say that there are ideas, right? They say that there are ideas, right? Now you know what is an idea. Idea should hit you in the face of the people. Look, this person should be crazy, mad, or insane. This cannot be a normal person. They should think of it. What is that idea? Think of it. Come on, we are here at the table of life to bring crazy ideas. I'm telling you, friends. The idea for which this nation stands will not survive. With the highest goal, free man can set themselves in unable mediocrity. Excellence implies striving for higher standards in every phase of life. Woo! What a great thought, my friends. John Gardner. Salute. The highest goal of man, free man, we are all free men, right? Men and women. Is not to bring the mediocrity. That is what is happening at the moment now. Right? That's the reason why we are here to learn what the sages say. This is what the sages say. The idea of free man is to not, just to settle for mediocrity. It is for the highest standards in every phase of life. Every phase of life. Yay! Come on, let's say yay! Everybody. Yay! Every phase of life. Be it a student, create that highest standard. Be it a mom, create that highest standard. Be the director of a sales force. Be the crazy. Paul is a national director for thousands and thousands of people. Bring that. He's wanted to bring that highest standard for all his people under him. And you are studying computers. What do you do? The generations next will ask you, Najib, you were there. You were studying computers. What did you do? What did you bring to the table? Well, come on, I have done my project. I have finished my MCA. And look, I have got 80%. Well, fine, that is fine. Good job. But what is that idea you brought in? What have you brought to the table? What is the creativity? What is the craziest idea? Tell me. So we are answerable to that particular thing. So our goal is not mediocrity. If you settle down for mediocrity is behind hitting on your heels, biting on your heels, I'm telling you. Because every other person, 9 out of 10 people are only settled for normal life, insignificant life. And that is the reason why you don't find any highest standards are setting forth out there. That is the reason why we do not really see massive creative works. So that is what we are called here for. Let us go, friends. Let us go forth. Come on. So that is what it is. So excellence is,